Hey, good morning, y'all. Good news, Jesus is Lord. The devil, he's defeated. He don't know it, but I know it and you know it, and thank God the word works. You know, Jesus made a statement. He said, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Father. You see, Jesus is Lord and the word works, but you got to know what it says and able to do it. I'm a believing believer, not just a believer that says he believes it. The other day, somebody said, what do I do to please the Lord? Well, the Bible says God hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. I believe that's Psalm 37. I forget the verse right offhand. But there's something else that pleases God, and that's when you use your faith. Let me read out of Proverbs. Hold on just a minute. Got to pick up my Bible. Out of Proverbs chapter 10, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, because it has great recompense of reward. Now you have need of patience. It says that, but it also says right here somewhere, I forget the verse, maybe it's 36. Right in that verse, it says that God does not have pleasure for them that draw back. It says the just shall live by faith. I thought that was verse 35, but I must have missed it somewhere. But it says the just shall live by faith, because my soul has no pleasure. Now God's talking there. He says, my soul has no pleasure in those that back off, those that throw it away. So don't cast away your confidence. Let me go back and read that again. Well, anyway, I know it's right there somewhere in Hebrews chapter 10. So to give God pleasure is to be a great faith person. Now, we'll make a statement here. The Bible says, they that do know their God. You don't know God by what somebody else says about God. The only way you can really know God is by what he said. See, in 1 John chapter 5, verse 14, this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, well, you find out his will by reading the word. You can't know God by your feelings, because someday you might get up and not feel good, and God might be right there. I mean, you get up and somebody says, well, I didn't feel like my prayer got answered. I didn't feel like I prayed through. I never have figured out what that old term praying through was. I know when I pray, God hears, and I have faith in God that since he has heard that petition that I've made, that I also know that I have received the request, the petitions that I've made of him. So the just shall live by faith, and God said he does not have pleasure in those that cast it away, those that back off, those that give up. You know, Pat and I started living by faith 35, 40 years ago, started going to some of the meetings of Brother Kenneth Hagin's and Kenneth Copeland's and some of the others. Great faith teachers still are. Some of them still doing a great job. We know people that went to those meetings, got excited about God, and they gave up and went back to their old denominational yuck. They went back to the way it was before they found out about faith. Hey, the truth is, it wasn't too good before they went back. And now that they've gone back, it's gotten a whole lot worse because God doesn't have pleasure in that. How am I going to give God pleasure? Now I'm believing God for some stuff. Y'all been hearing me say this. I wrote out my vision, and another thing came to pass today. Golly, this is exciting. I mean, this is the year of suddenlies that God's bringing things to pass in my life so rapid that I just about get to check off something every day. But I got a few things because faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it's the evidence of things not seen. So I've got some stuff, some things that I'm believing God for, and I almost wavered today. I mean, something I'm believing God for, and I'm believing God for it, and I'm believing you. God's the one that told me to do this, not y'all. So when I'm asking God, it's because I'm doing what he said, not what y'all told me to do. Listen, get that. So this is between me and God. So there was something I've been believing God for, and I almost wavered today and took something that was second best and even thought about borrowing the money to get it because I wanted it. That's not going to please God. What's going to please God is I tell that person, no, I don't want it, not going to have it, that I tell the devil I'm not giving up on what God told me I could have. I'm going to hang in there, baby, till I get it, and I'm going to get the whole thing. I'm going to get it the way I want it, debt-free, forever. Got some other debts paid today. I'm so blessed. Golly, I'm so blessed. Somebody asked me today, I'm out of town over here in South Carolina, and they said, what's your name? I said, God's favorite son. He said, God don't have no favorites. I said, I know that, but I am so blessed, sometimes I feel like I must be God's favorite. And God's doing things suddenly for me this year. Suddenly. I'm talking about suddenly being able to enjoy the blessings of God. And I'm going to give God lots of pleasure. I'm going to please God by letting Him prosper me, but I'm going to please God by believing God and not backing off, because I don't want Him not to have pleasure in me because I gave up on it. So hang in there, baby. Just grab hold of it. Pitbull faith, I like to call it. That's the faith where an old pitbull grabs hold of it and he won't let go. Pitbull faith is believing God, hanging in there, and receiving it the way you want it. Hey, have a great day, and I'll get back to you tomorrow on this. Be pleasing to God by doing some great exploits. Please do. God needs somebody to do some great things. Got to go. Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works.